Well, last but not least, to tack on to the end of consequences, we need to discuss what is next. So, obviously, you're learning these skills over a very short period of time. Practice is necessary. And we are a community, but we are a community online, which is very different than a face to face community. And I believe that that has affected us to a degree. So, do not let this project of mine discourage you from participating in a face to face Incredible Years group. As I said when we started this project, I have seen the change in my personal life and my professional families' lives, and it's remarkable. So I would encourage anyone to participate, whether they believe they have problems with their children or not. The benefits are just absolutely amazing. So as we're wrapping up and we're getting coming to a close here with our group, we need to be thinking about what comes next. I believe I had mentioned when I had posted asking many of you to join this group that there's potential for this to be a pilot study for a group at our church at Salem First Friends. So if that is something that you would be interested in or interested in advocating for, maybe not participating in, that would be fantastic. I would be happy to receive your feedback about that, take suggestions, anything that you would like to present would be wonderful. So, just as we think about what we have learned over the past few weeks, I want us to also think about parents who might be in a similar situation. Um, there are many children with mental health issues or behavior problems, and they do not have the support, they do not have the help that they need. This group can absolutely provide that. Um, and so we need to think about how we can help other parents. So, as we think about that, I want you to think upon these questions. Question number one would be: did you enjoy the topics? Were they relevant to typical misbehavior with your children? Um, what was there anything that you were hoping to hear that maybe you didn't? I know we did skip the ignoring section, which, like I said, I'm confident that most of you are able to do without any problems, and I did it for time's sake, but I really wish that we could have gotten to that. Another topic or another question to think about would be if you would be interested in a face-to-face group, and if you know anybody that you think would benefit from this group. We absolutely want to reach out to these families that are struggling with misbehavior of their children. We want to catch things early. I have been very blessed in that for the past 2.5 years, I've worked on the side of early childhood where I'm working with children who are between 2 and 7 and catching some of these behavior problems early um, rather than my first job for a year when I worked in the juvenile justice system in Cleveland, and I saw the opposite end of the spectrum where children were on probation, 16 years old in residential treatment facilities because they were so out of control. And I personally did not want to see that. I professionally don't want to see that. I want to see these issues that almost always surface as a child with those 16-year-olds as a very young child. I want to see services for these children, and I want to see this population have their needs met. So, another question to think about would be, other than providing this group, is there anything else that we can do to help parents who are feeling overwhelmed with their child's behavior? We are part of a wonderful community at Salem First Friends where we are reaching people where they are there other needs that we could meet? At my agency, one of the things that we do is that we feed our families a meal or a snack, meeting the basic need of giving them a full belly. Some families, the children just come in starving, and others, appreciate the ability to have the food, but, it's not as necessary as it is for others. So maybe we could do something like that. Um, Having a support person, having a support network, those are all things that we could consider and implement if we choose to ever move in that direction with our program. So, finally, the last question I would like to ask all of you would be if you have any suggestions how we can help and build our community of parents. Our church is booming and bustling with parents. We have many pregnant women who are either already given birth to their babies or are close to doing so. So how can we continue to build and help our families in our church? Would a program like this be beneficial? Would babysitting be beneficial? Would just any suggestions that you have? Um, we are bonded through Christ, which is so wonderful. We're brothers and sisters that way. It would just be that much better to know that we can build and meet the needs of our community and reach out even more by just thinking and brainstorming about how to do that. So again, thank you all so much for your participation throughout this project. Whether it has been face to face, whether it has been on the discussion boards, whether it has been on Facebook, I, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate it. Cannot thank you enough. So I just wanted to let you know that it has been wonderful, and I wish all of you the best of luck in using these skills that are maybe new but maybe not. And again, if you have any questions or um, want to discuss anything further in person, please grab me. I am usually at church for Sunday school and second service. Um, I'm usually after, staying after, talking and mingling. So grab me at some point. I'd be happy to talk to you. Thank you again for all of your help. Couldn't have done it without you guys.